Hi, my name is Alex Cummings, and I am the CEO and co-founder of FlowPath Facilities Management Platform. Today, I want to walk you through a demo of our platform and all of the power that it has to help you in your operation. First, I want to walk through how we think about the work orders lifecycle and what performance needs to be completed in a typical facility management role. First, we think about how work orders are created, how easy it is to communicate to the system that something needs to be done. Typically, we see phone calls, text messages, emails. Now you can replace that with a simple work order submission via text message, a phone call, or an email straight to our system that you do not need a triage on your personal accounts. Second, when you receive that work order request or you have the preventative maintenance scheduled, you need to be able to account for it, prioritize it, and communicate that things need to be done within it. Next, in part 3, you need to look at the equipment, making sure that your inventory, your equipment, all the purchase orders for those pieces of equipment that are going to get fixed are properly accounted for within the work order and are simply added to those pieces. Next, you've got stakeholders that are involved with fixing these things, and the vendors and all of your technicians that have a hand in fixing and completing these tasks. You need to be able to manage them and communicate effectively. So we've built that into our system. Operational insights and reporting is the next step. You need to be able to take the data that you generate and turn that into smarter business decisions. And then you need to be able to show that in step 6 to management and your team to say, hey, here's KPIs that we're looking at. Here's how we're using this data to set new performance metrics. And here's how we're going to do the preventative maintenance program going forward. Here's how we're going to request budgeting, etc. And you're going to have all of that at your fingertips within FlowPath because we've set it up to be a project management tool built in with work order management as well as a functional reporting dashboard. So let's jump into the platform real quick and we'll go through what you look at when you enter the screen. So this is the basic home screen that you have. And before we jump into exactly what you're looking at, which is the work orders, I want to talk through how we onboard customers. And what that looks like is us gathering your information within the settings tab here of what locations are going to be added, one or many. And then we go to users and we assign users to those locations. So simply creating them in the system, you can add users. You tie them to a location, and then we got to give them a role. So what kind of preferences and roles go into users? You can have very limited visibility, say a general manager at a particular location. If it was a restaurant, they would only have a limited scope of view to whatever their world entails for their role. You can have collaborators that are a little bit more open across the platform, and you can have full-on operations views, and then you've got admins that see everything. So we assign roles to users. Users are assigned to locations, and admins are assigned to the whole thing. And again, with that, we limit the views that people can see. We limit the notifications. We can control the way that you want your hierarchy to be set up and the organization and the way it's supposed to flow. Next, and most importantly, is how we get your information, your existing information, into the system. We capture your equipment and your inventory, but we need to be able to upload it easily. With our system, you can start from day one without uploading anything and just start creating work orders. However, most operations have existing spreadsheets and or the ability to input into a spreadsheet your equipment, your inventory, and your vendors. So we provide you with the format that we need to see in a CSV file, and we allow you to upload all of your information to that CSV file, and we will upload it to the platform for you. And so it populates along these tabs here for your vendors, your inventory, and your equipment. And so with that, when we upload all of this information, and we onboard you as locations and users, you are now set up fully to start running with FlowPath and creating work orders that would populate populate the work order with all the information you need. So jumping into the work order itself, let me back up. When you're connecting to the system, it's a web-based app, so you do not need to download a mobile application. You don't need to worry about the most up-to-date version of the app. You can log in and stay logged in on a tablet, on a PC, on a phone, and have access to the system according to your level of permissions. You can create a work order through either phoning in a voice recording, which would be uploaded to a text message automatically, or excuse me, to a work order automatically. You can text a unique phone number that we give your company, which would communicate back to the user to ask to elaborate on the information and be captured within the work order. Or you can simply email in to a unique ID we give you, and that email will capture and populate right here so you can read it and get all the information you need. Or when you go into the system, you can simply upload and create a single email, you can create a single work order, or you can bulk upload work orders if you're creating multiple at once. What you'll see here is the ability to scan equipment via a QR code. So if something's broken around your shop and you're using our QR code functionality, which I'll talk about in a second, you can easily walk up and scan that piece of equipment, open it up into a work order, and start creating it. So if you don't know the name of that piece of equipment, etc., it makes it simple. So going into work orders, I want to talk through what we capture now. We capture simple descriptions, and we allow you to create different categories for those work orders, so you can show within your reporting, okay, this is my HVAC category, plumbing, landscaping, etc. You can create, you include within the work order what location it's assigned to. You add the pieces of equipment. You add all of the inventory. You can add images. You can select anything that you want for requesting if you need to have a unique piece gone to Home Depot and purchased. You can assign these to people, so what tech is going to be responsible for doing this. You can say, is this a repeating work order for my preventative maintenance program? You can schedule it for a time and date. You can include watchers. Watchers are somebody that needs to have visibility over this, that it's created, but don't necessarily have a direct role in making sure that it's completed. If there's approvers for any purchases or just steps in the process, you can add approvers. And then you can assign vendors as well. So if there's a plumbing issue and you've got a set plumber that you work with at that location, you can assign them here, and they will be notified that something is amiss in your operation via email. You can also log hours worked. So if you're tracking the amount of time spent on this work order via human capital and you're tracking those costs, there is a place for you to do that as well. Within this board, in this dashboard, we've created it as like a project management tool. So you have different views, calendar view and list view, which I'll jump into, and you also have different functionality within. So you can prioritize and schedule as you want. So there's a pending column for those that have been created but not yet scheduled. If they're moved over into the scheduled column, they are scheduled for that particular day. Or if you want to move them up and down to see, okay, I just want this list view to be the priority list that I have, you can move them up and down, and then you can move them into the completed column. You can search and filter for anything that is captured within the work order at the top here. So you can, by location, severity level, you can do it by any of the advanced filtering that allows you to go for a category, particular vendors, any kind of statuses you're looking for, and then you can sort them by things that are assigned to you that need your approval, etc. So it allows you to really easily and quickly skim through and see what is priority for you. We connect with Google and Outlook calendars, so everything that's on and scheduled for you is going to be populated to what you use, and you're going to be able to see it on the calendar. And you can open it up from here. You can also drag and drop that shows you, okay, now I want to change the date that it's scheduled. So very simple functionality. It creates your whole work order flow. It allows you to see it in a big picture. And you can also view it from a list view. So if you'd rather just see it categorically stacked on top of itself with the ability to filter and change how you're viewing it, you can do it this way as well. So now talking through the home screen, we've gone through how you can use this and what it looks like as just a simple functional project management tool for your work orders. What I didn't touch on is how you can communicate within the work order. And this is something super convenient because it eliminates the need to text message, phone call, and email back and forth. You can just add somebody's email right to the work order. You can copy them, send them a message, and save it. They will be notified that they have a new message within the work order, allowing you to capture all of the detail and notes that are captured along the fix here. It's all stored in the work order. Next, I want to talk to your vendors. So you can assign vendors to work orders. You can notify vendors that work orders are existing that they need to work on. We upload your vendor list for you, but if you don't have vendors, you can use our system here. We've got over 40,000 licensed and insured vendors across America that you can look for across different categories of uses. And just about everything is covered here, from pavement, parking, paving, to window cleaning, to roofing, to plumbing. If you need it, it's going to be there, and you can choose a city and a state that you want to look for it in. So if you're expanding your locations or you're moving, wanting to move and switch vendors, you can search there. Within the vendors, you can see information. You can see their certificate of insurance coverage, when that insurance expires. You can leave notes for them, internal notes for you. You can see work orders they're tied to. This one doesn't have work orders. Let me go to one that does. If you're looking at recent work orders, you can see, okay, here's how often they're coming. And again, within those work orders, they can upload invoices. They can upload pictures of work completed. You can see any invoices. You can upload invoices and attachments directly to here. So you can see that something has been uploaded. It can be a PDF file, it can be videos, it can be anything that you can take off your computer or phone. So really easy to use vendor notes there. We have a procurement tab that helps you communicate what pieces of inventory need to be purchased through the work order system, and you can see see a status for them, when it's completed. You can see units costed, and when they're created into the system. This is a little bit more detailed view than a lot of people need, but it's there just in case you do need it. And again, this is a piece for tying into the work order. If I need to really quickly say something needs to be reordered or out of a part, this allows you to do it. Going to the next tab, we've got our equipment and our inventory. Our inventory, our equipment, and sub-equipment, which is just a smaller portion or a smaller unit of a larger piece. You can see we tie parent equipment to that. They're all functionally the same views. So within these, you can click into a piece of equipment, inventory, or sub-equipment, and what you get is a profile picture if one is uploaded, a unique QR code for that piece of inventory or equipment, and more details of what date it went into service for accounting, unique IDs, model numbers, where is this equipment located, so by location or area of the facility, who manufactures it, and if there's any vendors that service this piece of equipment, who are they? You can associate them. So this allows you to drill down all the way through the BOM, the bill of material for that piece of equipment, so you can make sure that you're associating the correct articles and inventory for fixing these pieces of equipment. You can see, again, similar to what I went through with your vendors, what recent work orders have been conducted. You can see associated inventory. So again, drilling down into that BOM, what pieces of inventory do I have on hand that fix this unique piece of equipment? You can associate them here so there's no confusion, no incorrect orders or pulling from that to waste time. And then you can see what inventory has been expended to that piece of equipment over time. And then any attachments, so warranties, any kind of internal corrections or documents that you need for fixing, troubleshooting guides, etc. Or if there's any standard operating procedures that you want to have for people, they can be found and uploaded there. Again, with the inventory, I mentioned this before, but they all look the same. It's going to be showing the information associated to that piece of inventory, how much you have in stock, what's the per unit cost, is there a picture, and then your QR codes, sources, parts numbers, any notes you have, recent work orders, associated equipment, and usage. You can also set low inventory alerts to make sure that if there's a piece of equipment, or excuse me, an item of inventory, that when it gets low, you want to trigger it to be reordered and create a work order in the system that says, hey, this piece needs to be procured. You can set that alert down here. So a threshold, and you can say it needs to be assigned to me. I need to reorder it, and it will be done. Some of the most powerful pieces of our software is the reporting, and this comes standard with all the packages. It comes out of the bat, set up just the way you see it right here. It starts pulling data that is in the system and shows you all of the basic KPIs that you need to be tracking, and then can help you create a more efficient operation within your facility. All these modals open up into more detailed views that allow you to sort and save work order reports as you create them, and you can schedule them to be run on an interval of your choice. So say for this particular one, it's the work orders. You can say work orders by location. Let me see what they are doing by a particular vendor. How many times am I using that vendor? Users, category, is this an HVAC? Let me just see them. And then you can see spend over time, how many you're filling out, how long it's taken to complete them, etc. And again, you can save them and schedule them. And those that are scheduled are saved into the bottom right here in the generated reports. And so when you click into that, you can see everything that you have saved as a report that's going to be generated, and you can look at what interval they will be sent to you. So these are emailed on a specified interval. So you can see monthly, the title here's how often it's going to be sent to you monthly, and you can say what day of the month that you want it to have. You can download it straight from here, and you can view it straight from here as well. So this is where you can manage everything that you've previously created, all in one spot. So that covers the entire function of the platform. We've got your project management tool for the work orders, and we've got your ancillary systems with your vendors, your procurement, your inventory and equipment, and your reporting. So again, the 6 functions covered there, all captured into a seamless platform that is FlowPath to help you with your operation. And so with that, thank you very much for watching, and please sign up for a demo or just reach out to us. My email is alex@getflowpath.com, and I'll be happy to talk through this platform with you. Thank you.